because she was in Suits, that was how she met Marcus Anderson in Canada. It continues, and like I said, we saw Marcus Anderson popping up on her Instagram feed. Now, people have asked me, were they in a relationship? And I looked into that very, very deeply.
Because everybody's so interested in Meghan. And this is the other one where she looks, honestly, guys, let me see if it goes back to her. Hold on.
Prince Harry thought he married the love of his life. But what if he was just another name on Meghan's Soho House guest list?
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
Quick note before we dive in. What follows is a dramatized retelling of online chatter, interviews, and commentary other people have made about Meghan, Harry, and Marcus Anderson. Much of it is speculation, rumor, spiral.
Board, which proves, and let me use that word again, which proves she was on a manhunt, not just for a famous Brit, not just for a British royal, but for Prince Harry himself.
Or personal opinion, not established fact. I'll keep that framing clear while making it as gripping as you ask. He married for love, or so he believed. A quiet evening in Montecito.
People. And I couldn't see that Marcus Anderson would necessarily meet her. And I doubted that she would have the cachet to be at the opening night party. But these were just all my own ideas, and I couldn't really prove anything, but it niggled at me.
A husband idly scrolling, a wife in the next room humming to herself. Then one image, simple and sun-drenched, snagged on a thread inside his mind and began to pull. A yacht, a smile.
That Meghan Markle did plan this, but what is new in terms of Meghan Kelly's revelation is that it is Trevor Engelson.
A summer afternoon. And behind the smile, half hidden in shadow, a navy canvas bag stamped in gold, a private members club logo that, according to those who follow such things, seem to appear in the oddest places at the most consequential moments. From here, the story.
House. And it was very interesting to see who they mentioned in that column. Now, I would assume that if the cast from Suits were invited to that opening night founding members party.
Again, as many tell it online, doesn't crash so much as creep. The bag wasn't proof of anything on its own. But it was a memory trigger, a signal flare pointing back to a world where velvet ropes were pulled aside by people who knew which strings to tug. In that world, the name that keeps surfacing is Marcus Anderson. Effortlessly charming, meticulously connected, the host who knows where the unlisted doors are and who might be waiting behind them. Some call him a loyal friend.
I don't know who it is. And that's also why she used Diana's favourite perfume. So when they met for the first time, gosh, he couldn't believe it. He thought he'd come from hell.
Others, a gifted fixer. Almost everyone who talks about him agrees he was important. The rumor mill insists it all begins years earlier, when a budding TV actress was rising with the success of a show filmed in Toronto. She posted travel snaps, smiled from rooftop parties, and, if you believe the online sleuths, appeared at a smattering of gatherings linked to an exclusive club that prides itself on being both everywhere and nowhere at once.
You can't have more than the last husband saying this. He's an honourable man. He's not going to tell lies. Why should he? So this is the truth. And I think we're all going to be after the truth for quite a long time.
I know, and it's like, when will Prince Harry wake up?
The feeds from that era, people say, show a pattern, a familiar logo on a table card, a familiar circle of faces, a familiar gatekeeper in the background. It's circumstantial, sure. But circumstantial evidence can be a chorus when enough voices sing the same note. This is the part that stings in the retellings. The idea that the fairy tale didn't begin with chance at all, that it was curated. Not necessarily maliciously, not even coldly, but strategically. The whisper goes like this. Just because someone acted in a hit series and relocated to Canada didn't mean she randomly met Marcus Anderson there. Rather, the club's orbit, the show's proximity, and a small city's interconnected social scene made the meeting almost inevitable.
Cardle from The X Factor, but it's so fascinating that she had her sights set on Harry.
I think she studied him. Now, if you do study him carefully, you can see he's very vulnerable.
According to those who've combed through archives and party pages, he appears on her Instagram now and then, always close enough to be noticed, never so close as to be obvious. A confidant.
A consigliere.
The person who can make the right introduction without leaving fingerprints. Was there ever more between them? That's the question audiences always ask and that responsible people answer carefully. There's no verified proof, just speculation, coy captions, and the very human tendency to connect that may or may not belong together. Still, the story persists because it feels like it explains something bigger, how a rising actress's path could bend toward a prince without the two ever seeming to share a map. The evening in Montecito turns from idle curiosity to itch. It's not the yacht. It's not the bag. It's what the bag represents: access. If she was already moving in those rooms before they ever met, what exactly did he give her that she didn't already have? He zooms, unzooms, leans back, leans in. The mind makes patterns where none exist. It also recognizes patterns we've trained ourselves to ignore. Online, people swap receipts. Social columns from the Toronto scene. Photos from Barcelona rooftops. A charity gala in Istanbul whose guest list allegedly overlaps with circles he once considered uniquely his. A viral post diagrams it with red arrows and tidy captions. Appearances at members-only events here. Whispers of introductions there. A grainy shot of the same handful of power players rotating through different cities, different causes, different years. She wasn't stumbling into his world, one commenter writes. She was rehearsing for it. Are they right? There's no definitive proof, only timing, proximity, and the internet's appetite for narrative symmetry. And then there's Marcus again, the constant in every chapter. Friends say he's just that, a friend. Observers say he's more, an architect of access. Narratives diverge, but they converge on the wedding, where he appears as a guest, smiling as cameras flash and the couple's story takes its royal turn. To believers in the curated path theory, that smile reads like triumph. To everyone else, it's exactly what it looks like, a friend attending a milestone. What keeps the story alive isn't a single revelation, it's the slow drip of context. A vision board anecdote floats through interviews and gossip sites, secondhand, unverified, irresistible. He'd always wanted children, we're told. She knew how to hear that and hold it like a promise. He loved Africa. She took a trip, came home glowing, and the stars supposedly aligned days later. Are these manipulations, or just two people offering each other the right story at the right time? The answer depends on whether you come to this tale as a romantic or a realist. From the prince's vantage, again, as this dramatized telling imagines it, the lines begin to connect themselves. Guest lists become hedgerows. Behind them, familiar silhouettes. He rereads their first messages, replays their first meetings, reopens memories he'd sealed away with the wax of certainty. A brother's old voicemail reappears in his mind, the warning recast not as envy, but as a protective grunt from someone who's seen too many gilded rooms and the trades they demand. He'd dismissed it then. Now it lingers like the aftertaste of a strong medicine he should have